Be sure to check out my Patreon for weekly exclusive interviews, extra content on Veve and Omi, and building generational wealth, as well as money management tips from experienced whales. Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we're back with another Veve and Ecomi video. And this one, I wanted to address a very big topic. I was actually asked this in the comment section of one of my videos yesterday, and this is going to be something that's going to probably make a lot of people very, very bullish. I know a lot of you all aren't gamers. You don't come from the gaming community. You don't come from that space, so you don't actually understand the whole culture, the ecosystem, how things work over there. So yeah, I'm going to share some knowledge with you all that's probably going to excite a lot of people, because you're going to be like, oh, people are willing to actually buy that? Oh, Veve's definitely out of here. Like that's probably going to be the perspective, because this is why I'm so bullish. You have Kyle Wilson, who's also a gamer, super bullish. Like, if you come from gaming and you really understand gaming, you know why Veve is a no-brainer. But yeah, that being said, before we do jump into it, be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications. So let's get into it, man. So the comment was from the homie Sniper Paint Correction. He actually asked me, Cavell, explain something to me. I have a friend who says he has an OG skin worth 4,000. So his account is worth 4,000. I try to explain to him he doesn't own the skin if the game ends, which I don't think it will. But do you believe it's truly worth that, or you think it's just something that the community makes up? Now, is any collectible, like for instance, Marvel Comics #1 or AF-15, is AF-15 really worth 3 million? No. Like the pages that is printed on, taken off, no. It's a very, very cheap comic. What's brought the value to that comic and why it is where it's at today? It's the community, the people who love it, the people willing to pay that amount because it's something that someone else loves enough to pay that type of money for it. And then it's a whole community where everyone respects comic books so much that they're willing to pay all this money for them, because it's a mutual respect, it's a mutual agreement. So the comic itself is not actually worth that it's not worth much at all. But the community is what drives the value. It's supply and demand. That's really what it is. So there's a supply. If someone has an account on Fortnite, or if someone has an account on Apex or something, and someone else loves the game enough and loves what the person has on their account enough to be willing to pay a certain amount of money for it, then yes, it's actually worth that much. Like food, for instance. You go to like Portillo's. You go to Portillo's, they got like what, a $7-8 hot dog or something like that. You can buy a whole pack for that if you just go to Jewel. But I mean, Portillo's is just something different about it. They cook it better. They have better cooking. They have better, like, it's something about it. Or you're just willing to pay that amount. So most of the stuff that we buy in the world isn't really worth what we buy it for. It's just someone has something and someone demands something. Someone is supplying something, a service, items, and someone is willing to pay that amount for it if they like it enough. So if you make your own hot dogs all day, but it don't taste as good as Portillo's, you will be willing to pay the $7 for Portillo's over buying a full pack for yourself. That's just how it works. So let me explain the gaming side of things for you all. So as you can see here, these are old accounts. These are accounts right here. So you can buy people's accounts. People can sell their accounts. And yes, you don't actually own the skins. You have no true ownership over that. But honestly, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's like they don't care who owns something. Like, look at this. This account is going for $949, and this has a 98% sale rate. It has 172 people who have bought from this account. So this account is really selling like some I mean, expensive accounts here. But that's because they have like, let me see, Renegade Raider, that's a skin. Wonder, Black Knight. So in Black Knight, I actually have this skin as well. Like I don't know what it's worth. I don't attempt to try to sell skins and stuff on Fortnite, but I have some of these OG skins as well since I was here from season 1. But look at the prices. Look at some of these prices, and all of this is pretty high, to be fair. But look at these prices, and look, these are verified sellers who have been on here selling. Like these verified sellers who's been on here selling. 566 reviews, 257 skins. So to have 257 skins, you had to be there the entire time that Fortnite has been out. Like you've played the entire time. So someone is done playing Fortnite, really. They don't want that account anymore. So they're trying to get $1,000 for it, which I mean is smart. And these accounts are actually selling. So when people are cashing out of Fortnite, You have other people buying in, and this is how gaming is working right now. And guess what? If Fortnite just shut down today, you just bought an account for $1,000, you own nothing at all that you just bought. That's the drawback of these type of communities, because they're not NFTs. They're not going to live forever on the blockchain. When Fortnite goes down, all of this goes with it. And that is the problem. I mean, that's the problem that the NFTs solve, because this is already something that the gaming community wants. It's already something that the gaming community does. They just don't realize. Well, I mean, they probably realize. I mean, they realize this. They know that if the servers ever goes down, they don't have this stuff anymore. But like he said in the comment, you can't see that happening. Fortnite is probably going to be up for a while. It's probably going to be up for a good amount of time. But there's no guarantee when it comes to that. When you truly own your asset, it's guaranteed to always be there because it's yours. You can put it wherever you want it. You can have, like, it's yours. It's guaranteed. And that's where the argument comes in with Veve, because people don't feel right unless they know that they can put it wherever they want it and it's always going to be theirs. Like, that's what makes people feel good, feel that comfort. But yeah, look at this. 849, 999, 999. Like, look at these prices. Look at what this is going for. And this, how many pages is this? This goes to page 10. It goes to page 10. Like, look at this, $1,000. And let's check another site. Let's check another platform. That's the thing. When it comes to stuff like this, you have to have different platforms. You have to have multiple different types of platforms and stuff like that, because the community is finding ways to sell their account. This is not a feature that actually comes with Fortnite. This is not something that comes into Fortnite, but people are doing this. It's a lot of money people are making outside of the Fortnite ecosystem. And this is why gaming communities are going to pivot over into NFTs. And this is why NFTs and crypto is going to become so freaking big, because things like V-Bucks in the future is going to be, and that's that. If you don't know, this is the Fortnite currency. This is how people buy things within Fortnite. Things like V-Bucks in the future is going to be a crypto. It's going to be a token, more so probably like Omi, if they don't just switch over and gaming starts to use a token like Omi. Like, honestly, more so than every single game creating their own token, it's more likely that all games adopt a token like Omi and they don't have to make their own. So people can just buy one token and use it in every single game. That is the type of future that we're looking toward, because it just won't make sense for every single game to have their own type of currency at that point in time, when every game can have the same currency. And I mean, yeah, but I like, obviously I haven't weighed the pros and cons of that. It's not my job to create a game. So I don't know the pros and cons, if it's worth continuing to make your own tokens, create your own cryptos and stuff like that, or if it's just better to partner with somebody else. So that is the world that we're moving towards, man. We're moving towards a world where the gaming, all these industries need this technology. They look at this, like, we have an account going for $5,000, $2,000. Obviously, both of these accounts have had no sales. But I mean, you have a whole nother website where you can find stuff for around 1,000, a little bit less than 1,000. So you have other options. But I mean, they going for it. They out here shooting for the moon. So to be fair, your friend can say his account is worth $4,000. Chances are, based on what I'm seeing here, it's not. Like, it's not. No one is going to buy that. But if he values it at that and he will only sell for that, then I mean, that's what it's worth to him. But like, he could probably get some good money for his account if his account is anything like any of these type of accounts. And look at this. So as you can see, 1,000, but none of these, like look at this. So on this website, it looks like people are willing to pay in about the $300 to $400 range. That's what they're willing to pay on this website here. So this just tells you the type of clientele that's on this particular website. As opposed to this website over here, you have some big spenders where people are actually willing to, look at this, 849, and he's had over 2,000 sales, almost 3,000 sales. That is insane. That is insane. 3,000? You know how much money Epic Games is missing out on by this guy making all this money off of selling accounts. You know how much money that they're missing out on right now? They're missing out on a ton of money. And that's the thing. If they were using NFT technology, they could be the ones building stuff like this, so people could sell these skins, people could do these things and they would be making that constant money from people selling in a place like this. But no, people are taking their sales off app or off the game and making money elsewhere, making some other random platform a bunch of money. Like, El Dorado GG, the El Dorado's making all that money from the taxes and stuff that like every single transaction, like El Dorado is making that money. But the NFTs will allow Epic Games to constantly make that money each time something is sold. So that is where the true value of NFTs actually comes in at. And yeah, this is basically how it works, and this is why this is so big for Veve. This is why it's so big for gamers. This is why it's so big for the world. This is how NFTs can actually change the world. This is the use case that's revolutionary and can make this a multi-trillion-dollar industry. This is why I say that Omi is going to go to $10. People don't realize this. People don't realize just how deep and how many different communities that this impacts. Because we're not just talking about one game. Fortnite is just one example. You have rare and legendary things on Minecraft. You have all the biggest games in the world. GTA, all the biggest games in the world. There's rare stuff that could probably be resold. And with every resale, companies making money again and again. And then if you have tokens tied to this, because these games are going to more than likely move over to crypto, to some type of crypto. It's just, this expands so much farther than people can wrap their head around right now. And then because of the nature of the blockchain, it's not just limited to stuff like in your country. You can actually include other countries and stuff like that that may not have actually had access to certain things before. So that means even more money coming in than ever before. So yeah, man, it's just NFTs and the potential of what Veve is doing is big. It just matters. It's just a matter of if they're actually planning to capitalize on a lot of this, which everything that I'm hearing them say and talk about, even though they say things that they're prioritizing collectors and stuff like that, everything that they're saying leads me to believe that they literally are in a place. Like, example, we if you saw my last music video, like no, not my music video, but what we were talking about, the music with David Yu, and David Yu actually explained how they were targeting the music industry. It didn't sound like he was just trying to throw some music in Veve. It sounded like he was trying to build something with Veve that could literally disrupt things like Apple Music and stuff like that. He was literally trying to build things that can disrupt the entire music industry. So even though Veve is for collectors, he's trying to build something on Veve that can disrupt these industries. And if he does the same thing in gaming, if he does the same thing in digital real estate, if Veve does this and Ecomi does this everywhere, this can easily be a multi-trillion-dollar company. And people don't realize this. People are still, they're not willing to even try to rationalize a number like that because they don't think that it's ever going to happen. And that's the thing. Like, it's hard to believe something like that is even possible. It's hard to believe that the world is going to change so drastically in this way. Like, it's hard to believe that you won't be able, like, this disappears and this goes away. Like, can you imagine at some point in the world, this is no longer going to exist? By the way, this is fake. Like, your boy ain't got the hundreds just sitting around like this. But this is like money like this. You're not going to see it again within the next couple of decades. You're never going to see that again. It's just going to be crypto. Everything is going to be paid for in crypto. That is going to be the new form of currency that's accepted everywhere. You're never going to see that again. That is going to be done for. That's going to be over with. It's going to be cryptocurrencies. Everything is going to be digital. And that is what we're going to be trading. So we went from, like, what you got to understand is the evolution of the world. We went from trading chickens and stuff like that. We went from trading chickens and basically anything that we have to trading coins, to trading dollars, and then we're going to be trading internet money. Like, that is the cycle that we have gone through. Things evolve. I bet you at the time where they was trading chickens, you never would have been able to convince them that people are going to be trading pieces of paper. When they was trading chickens and pigs and cows and stuff like that, you could have never convinced them that at some point in time, this would be what holds value. You never would have been able to convince them of that. Just like right now, you can't convince people of what is possible with crypto and NFTs. But those of you willing to listen, understand, and really see that this is changing the world, you stand to make a lot of money. So this is why I'm in this space. This is why I'm taking advantage of this opportunity. Whoever listens, like, I'm constantly right for a reason. I see the connections. You just sit here, think for yourself, and make the connections. It's not something hard to see. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I don't feel like I'm just insanely smart or anything at all. It's just I'm willing to take the time to actually listen, understand, and notice these things. Like, just think about it. Like, would you have been able to convince these people of certain things in the past? No, absolutely not. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hopefully this video helps somebody get a different perspective, especially on the Omi token and things like that. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I will catch you all on the next one, fam. Peace out, yo.